It's no secret most people think of crypto as a scam or magic internet money. That's completely obvious. But in reality, it's much deeper than that, and that's why you're seeing administration and institutional interest and participation. Let's dive into that and keep it simple and explain what cryptocurrency really is, why it's here, why it came about, and just keep it really basic so you guys can understand it. If you have other questions, leave them down in the comments. But yeah, let's get into it. All right, to keep it simple as can be, crypto was not created for people just to get rich. It was a peer to peer payment solution that was created, and that's what Bitcoin essentially was. And it definitely has veered and grown and evolved into much different things. But it was people kind of just fed up with the current financial system and dealing with technology older than MySpace. So it was pretty obvious that there was a problem and a solution was created, and that was cryptocurrency. So yeah, Bitcoin seemingly out of nowhere, this guy Satoshi Nakamoto came out and released Bitcoin and the white paper and explained it, and you guys can check it out and read what it says. But the moral of the story is it was created to be a peer-to-peer payment solution where there weren't any banks or intermediaries or anybody that could get involved. It was just being able to send it to anybody in the world. Anybody could use it and nobody could stop you. And that's an answer that we all needed. And it again, it has evolved from that. So yeah, when Bitcoin came out, everybody thought it was a big joke or a scam or a Ponzi. They thought it wasn't going to be legitimate. But it was the first time that there was people being able to hold their own money without a bank. They were able to send it instantly to anybody. It was very sketchy compared to what we understand as payments and messaging and all of that kind of stuff and security. But that's how it started, and that's why you see that joke about the guy with the pizza and spent all of that Bitcoin on pizza. But there was thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars spent on crazy things. You might have heard of Silk Road, and you hear a lot of people saying that it was just drug dealers and criminal activity and all of that. And that's not just the case. That's just what people talk about. They don't talk about the other things that were made possible. But that's not what this is about. But it did make all of that possible. And that's the thing. It's once you open up that floodgate to being able to do anything in the world with a peer to peer payment solution, that just is where people started saying, okay, there's opportunity here. So if you fast forward things a little bit, Bitcoin kind of evolved into this digital gold. Over the years and years of these pumps and the spikes and stuff like that, people started seeing and believing into it. And here we are today where Bitcoin has passed over $100,000, which people said was impossible to do. But we've had other alternative chains like Ethereum and Solana. Ethereum came around and said, let's make smart contracts. Let's build on this technology. Let's make this kind of stuff possible. And then Solana said, well, yeah, but why don't we do this all in one chain? And why don't we do it instantly? Why don't we do this in a way that's scalable, the same way that we see Visa, MasterCard, and the dollar system right now? Solana is very, very close to mimicking, if not surpassing, when it definitely does surpass the speeds. But again, this isn't the tech part about this. I am a Solana maxi, and I do see that being part of the future of what we see as Web3 and the future of finance. But that's, like I said, nevertheless, that's not the point. All right, so that's a lot to take in, but basically, if we can break this all down, there was a problem with the financial system. Somebody created a digital payment solution that has evolved into so many different things where almost anything is tokenized at this point. And we have digital gold out there, various different chains for different reasons, which is great because we don't want them to be all in one thing. Again, that becomes a centralized problem. Now, the easiest way for you guys to start getting involved into this is to follow me on X, which is SMS on X. That's where I started. That's where I started to learn. Also, following this and subscribing to the YouTube account because I'll continue to put out videos. When I first started, like I said, crypto was much different back in 2021, but the same rules still apply as far as wallets and security. It has got a lot easier, but the way I'm going to teach you is very relative to what you do day to day. It's not that complicated. And I'm very positive that I can help you out and get you, fast forwarding on your journey, regardless of your experience and where you start at. But those are some of the things that you can start to get into, learning the real use cases of, all right, what do I do with crypto? Using stable coins is a big point that I've been kind of stressing to people. Before it was more or less Solana, even though there were stables, but we didn't talk about getting people involved on using the stables, using the apps, using the tech, because it wasn't there like it was 5 or 6 years ago. Where we're at today is you do want to be able to spend your digital dollars just like you do, regular dollars. You don't want to have to worry about the volatile asset, just like we don't want to constantly rely on buying meme coins and stuff like that. They're just too volatile. But getting into a ecosystem, a community, getting into an NFT community is probably one of the top tier, most alpha gigabrain solutions that you could use because that will get you on X as well, plus inside of Discords, Telegrams, and all of that. Getting connected, talking to people, going to events, all of that kind of stuff will help you get more understand or better understanding of what's going on in this space and how you can participate. You don't need to be in this 24/7. You can work a 9 to 5 and still learn how to live a six-figure lifestyle or cut your retirement time down in half by using the DeFi opportunities that are available, specifically, in my opinion, on Solana. But that's all we got today, guys. I'm SMS. This is Solana Made Simple. Hope you got a better understanding of what crypto is. You got questions down below. I'm sure you do. Put them down there and let's cover them. We'll make some more videos and get all that stuff covered. All right, guys, take care of yourselves.